Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, Lindsay Knox joins us. She's Senior Vice President of Government Affairs and Advocacy for McDonald Carano, here for the whole show on all new Nevada Newsmakers.
Fantastic cocktails and delicious food.
It's a good time to eat.
Over 500 hot slots, plus electronic table games.
It's a good time to play.
Player rewards and big-time jackpots.
It's a good time to win.
Ooh, your good times are tamarack.
Like a traditional handmade basket, retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org.
Story County is leading Nevada. Home of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, Google, Tesla, Panasonic, and other world-leading companies. Story County provides thousands of tech, advanced manufacturing, and logistics careers for Nevadans. We're diversifying and driving Nevada's economy and generating millions in tax revenue and billions in economic activity across northern Nevada. Story County is leading Nevada's future.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're always pleased to welcome back to the program Lindsay Knox, now Senior Vice President of Government Affairs and Advocacy for McDonald Carano. Pleasure to have you back.
Always a pleasure to be here, Sam.
Just nothing going on. What are we going to talk about?
I have no idea. It's been really quiet at the office. Put my feet up, drink some coffee.
So, all right, let's start out with biggest surprise of the election.
I think the Senate District 11, that is Dallas Harris and Lori Rogich coming in by, about 900 votes to beat an incumbent. I thought that was probably the biggest, upset for the Democrats and probably the biggest surprise of the election.
And Sig Rogich can at least go home now.
He can.
On a regular basis.
Uh-huh.
I kid, of course. But yeah, that was really an astonishing victory in some sense. But on the other hand, you have one of the world's best political advisors as your husband. That does not hurt.
No, it doesn't. But it kept the Republicans out of the supermajority, which was what everybody expected out of the Senate, was for them to switch to a supermajority because of what they did in redistricting with Heidi Gansert's seat. So yeah, I think it's positive for them not to have a supermajority. And then with the Assembly, the same thing. So it's good. Governor has his veto pen, and it forces everybody to work together.
Yes, and I couldn't agree with you more. I think divided government is a wonderful thing. And you know what's fascinating too is, over the last, decade, we have been, in quotes, a purple state. Then people say, no, we're blue. No, we're purple. No, we're blue. I think once again, this election proved that Nevada is a very purple state, depending on who is running.
I could not agree more. I have never thought that we were one color or another. I've always said we were purple. And that showed last cycle with Governor Lombardo and then, Secretary of State, AG, going, to the Democrats. It was purple state. Same this election. You have President Trump winning, but Jackie Rosen winning, and then picking up Republican seats in our state legislature. So no, I wholeheartedly believe we are a very purple state.
And I think that that is a good thing for all the TV stations and Nevada newsmakers in terms of its financial stability.
And it's good for my financial stability as well. When you have a government that has to truly work together, and it works better for the people. And I think when everybody has an agenda, but when you do not have that supermajority to push a true blue agenda or a true red agenda, it makes it better. It makes our jobs, it makes us come to the table more. I mean, like, how can we negotiate? And same on the other side. So a balanced government is better government, and I will never not believe that.
So how do you think this shapes Governor Lombardo's priorities for his State of the State?
I think it shapes it in a very positive light. I think he has a very good agenda moving forward. And
for example?
Housing. Housing is going to be a big issue. Healthcare, another big issue. And I think we need, my side representing the home builders, there are things that need to be fixed in our state, and how do we do that? Do we work with federal government, and how is the Trump administration going to assist in the housing in our land, discussions? So I think his agenda is, will all of his bills get hearings? Probably not, but I think there are things such as elections that have to be looked at. And you're going to see the governor and our Secretary of State, Mr. Aguilar, working together to get something done. And I think the Democrats obviously have a similar agenda in housing and healthcare, and hopefully that everybody can just align on certain things to look out for the people of our state.
There's been things online in the last couple of days. Congressman Amodei for Secretary of the Interior. I don't think so, but that would be a remarkable thing. It
would be remarkable for our state. After we lost Harry Reid, Nevada kind of went under the radar. But Mark has always continued to grow in his position. And he is seen as somebody that he doesn't want to BS anybody. He's very frank in his stance. He's been frank on his stance, with Trump in his last administration. But I think Mark fits that very well, and it only does good things for Nevada.
Oh, to say this, but you think that's a realistic?
Probably not. Now, if it was true, I'd be happy.
It's funny how many times Harry Reid's name comes up these days, and including from Congressman Amodei. I mean, he said on this program a couple of times, I miss Harry Reid, because things got done.
Things got done. You look at where we are, I mean, whether it's Southern Nevada, Northern Nevada, both areas need lands bills. And I give Senator Rosen and Senator Cortez Masto an enormous amount of credit for trying to push these bills forward. And I think everybody, when it comes to local governments, the business community truly need to sit down in a room and get things done, because they're there for us. And when Harry Reid was around, it would have moved a little differently.
Yeah, to say the least. That wasn't a pregnant pause. We were just sitting here in agreement on that. Now, we had some realtors on the program from Southern Nevada recently, and they were talking about the fact that BLM actually has land that has already been agreed to be released that has not been released yet. What is the holdup there?
I'm not sure what the holdup is, but that goes into an auction. And that is where you are, the land becomes very expensive in an auction. And in Las Vegas, you're already looking at $1 million an acre, if not more. How is that affordable? How is that attainable housing for anybody to build on? It's not, because all of those costs are going to go to the buyer. So I don't know what their holdup is. I hope it happens soon, because that land needs to be released so we can start housing people.
Yeah, and there's no shortage of people with money coming in. A couple of major projects of condo towers that was just talked about in the Las Vegas Review-Journal a couple of days ago. They're already sold out before they've even started. I mean, they haven't even built the darn things yet.
Absolutely, but there's another set of housing that we're missing, and it's that missing middle. Those condos, they're high-priced condos. But what about, the single-family homes that are, kind of fit the middle class? That's what's needed, because that's going to help drive our costs down.
All right, so what can government officials do when, in our, country, we have a system where, you're allowed to make a profit? How do we set it up so that the government can help to make it profitable for builders to build that segment of the...
Well, I think it is supply and demand.
Right.
But when you don't have land, it's going to be more expensive. And so it is releasing that our land, Nevada's land, back to us at a reasonable cost that allows builders to come in and purchase that land and then build for that middle class. And then you'll see prices drop. So from the federal level, release land. Don't overregulate, whether it's energy code, things like that. Keep things, yes, we need energy efficient homes, but to do them so much to where the house becomes more expensive, putting in EVs for like the charging stations. Not everybody wants an electric vehicle. So why are we going to do that? They're very expensive to put in homes and to wire for them. So why are we doing that? So it's things like that I think we need to take a look at and understand that the cost goes back to the buyer, and you're not going to make it affordable for people.
Okay, so with this new administration, the likelihood of regulations being cut back is very strong.
Very strong.
All right, so let's talk about the election. Is the polling industry defunct at this point, or at least the public polling industry? Because, how many times in the last couple of decades have we seen it's too close to call, and then it's a blowout? And in this case, it seems like almost every polling group missed it by a huge mark.
I think they did, and I don't watch polls because of that reason. There were certain people that would send out numbers of what ballots came in during early voting, and I looked at those numbers because then you kind of get an idea. But the true polling, I have never answered the phone. I have never answered the questions. I don't know people that do. So
the lonely.
Yes, the lonely do. The lonely. So what population are you actually reaching in your polling? So I don't ever hold any stock into them. I think that they majority of them showed that, just like you said, like your numbers are way off. I don't know how they get back to being relevant, but nobody in our industry follows polls anymore. We more look at them and laugh.
And what's ironic is when I talk to people in Congress, they say they never watch any of the cable news nets.
I don't either.
Tells you a lot right there.
I do not. That's not how I get my news.
We'll ask you about that in the break. Let's take a break. We'll come back more with Lindsay Knox after this time out.
Early in the morning or throughout the night, professional truck drivers are on the job, serving you, safely moving freight that's crucial to our economy. From the oldest industries to our newest innovators, from the exotic to the everyday, trucks are everywhere, moving everything. Never afraid to embrace a future that makes Nevada and our nation stronger. Trucking moves America forward.
What do you count on? You count on your power every day. At NV Energy, we've always powered what's important to you, but we're not looking at the past. We're focused on the future. While our standards are high, our rates will remain low. And our commitment to renewables isn't just meeting standards, but leading the way. Because you can count on more than just your power. You can count on the company who brings it to you. That's our promise. You can count on it.
Save money and take transit. Did you know you can ride the bus all day for less than what it would cost you for a gallon of gas? Plan your trip now by going to rtcwashoe.com.
Carson Valley Inn, it's your place for the good times. Carson Valley Inn.
For 50 years, Nevada Heating has been keeping people comfortable in their homes. At Nevada Heating, call the Do It Right guys and get the heat back on today. Call us today and we'll fix it today. That's the Nevada Heating way. Why freeze for days on end when Nevada Heating can get your furnace fixed today? Call us today and we'll fix it today at 323-5585 or schedule us on our website at nevadaheating.com.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Lindsay Knox. She's the Senior Vice President of Government Affairs and Advocacy for McDonald Carano. Let's talk about the presidency. In a second term, you basically only have 2 years, right? So when, obviously there is a large percentage of this country that is very excited that President Trump got reelected, and there is a large segment of society that is distraught. What do you say to those who are distraught? In term, from a professional point of view.
From a professional point of view, I think, unfortunately, I think it's hard to reach that group in any way that you speak to them, because they are that distraught, and they do think that, in a sense, our country is going to implode on itself. But it is similar to when Biden, give the guy a chance. Yes, we saw him, 8 years ago, and come in. He was he was a bull in a china shop, and he admits that. So if people actually sat and listened to him talk, and I think probably the Joe Rogan interview was probably the best for him, because he was a real human. He humanized himself in that interview. If people stop and look at this, look at the team that he is building around him, all people that have been actually in whether it's in the military or they've been in Congress or they're a governor, he's building a solid foundation of a team, which he did not do in his previous administration. Give the guy a chance. You have 2 years, exactly what you said. If you're not happy, go out and vote. Change the makeup of Congress. That is what you do. But give the guy a chance. Look at how your life changes and make your decision.
One of the things that I've found fascinating about this, and I've said it a little bit on this program, and I say it again now, people were very concerned about democracy. And what happened in this election cycle was everybody was involved, majority anyway, and people went out and voted, and we got a result. Now, whether you like the results or not, the result was a democratic result. And that's a good thing.
It absolutely is. And you look back in when he was first elected, Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. Kamala did not win the popular vote. He won both outright, with big numbers. So it does. It shows democracy and how our system works. And to me, that is a relief as a citizen of this country.
Well, I wanted it to be, didn't matter to me which side won.
Me neither.
Rush Limbaugh said many years ago, doesn't matter to me which side wins, I still have a show. But I wanted it to be a big enough victory that nobody could claim fraud.
Yep, and it was. It was.
So whether you like it or not, people voted and you got the result.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Whether you like it or not, the results came in and he won handily in this election.
The Joe Rogan interview. Mm-hmm. I thoroughly recommend to anybody who has not heard it. It's on Spotify. You can get it for free. It's 3 hours long, so you can listen to it over several days, I'm sure. And the remarkable thing to me about listening to it in total was how often have you ever heard a president or even a former president speak for that length of time in a conversation, not a fighting interview where somebody's trying to pin you down on this, that, or the other, but a conversation. Now, you may agree or disagree with Joe Rogan, you may agree or disagree with President Trump, but you get the chance to hear this guy, and I thought it was fascinating.
So I've only watched bits and pieces. I can't sit for 3 hours and listen.
No,
to
no, I didn't do it at once, trust me.
And I haven't even been able to break it up to listen to it. But like I said earlier, it humanized him to people.
Yes.
And for those people that were uncertain of who they were going to vote for, and they took the time, even if they watched bits and pieces of it, it brought him to a common person level, because that's how he spoke. And if he can stick to that and not get in battles with people, he will do very, very well with the American people. That's important to them. They need politicians to look human.
Well, they are human.
To an extent.
Okay. And that's a valid point too. I think we'll take a break and we'll think about that one after this timeout.
Pro Group Management specializes in providing industries with the necessary components to satisfy and exceed workers' comp requirements. Every business has unique needs and specific regulations. Pro Group Management stays ahead of the curve, providing up-to-date services to keep your industry in top form. Discover how we simplify your tasks, improve efficiency, and reduce expense to keep you moving in a positive direction. Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
Welcome to the Ahern Boutique Hotel, where luxury and warmth come together in the heart of Las Vegas.
We take pride in offering a one-of-a-kind experience for both locals and tourists.
Join us for handcrafted cocktails and an unforgettable experience.
Joel's Chop House, the perfect place to savor views of the Las Vegas Strip.
Satisfy your cravings at the Ahern Chocolate Shop.
No smoking, no resort fees, and the parking is always free. The Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel is your home away from home.
Welcome to the Winnemucca Big R.
Hi, I'm John Walker. Welcome to Big R Lovelock.
Hi, I'm Rich Martin. Welcome to Fallon Big R.
My name is Braden. Welcome to Big R Fernley.
Hi, I'm Kelly. Welcome to Big R Sparks.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Lindsay Knox. She is the Senior Vice President of Government Affairs and Advocacy for McDonald Carano. And I do want to throw in just one more thing about the Joe Rogan interview. And by the way, for those that don't remember the old days of Larry King used to do a 3-hour radio show years ago on the Mutual Radio Network, which probably doesn't even exist anymore. And that was almost a forerunner of what Joe Rogan is doing, which is just talking to people. You get so much out of them by just having that conversation. And I think Vice President Harris made a big mistake, or her campaign did, by not putting her on that program.
I could not agree more. There was a lot of missteps in that campaign, and I think that was one of the biggest ones. And I think Barron Trump deserves all the credit. For really kind of showing his dad, his generation, and what his generation listens to, and how they respond to things. So good on Barron for stepping out, and good on President Trump for listening.
One of the things I've tried to do in my business is keep hiring younger people and listening to them, because if you don't, you're missing out on a huge segment.
You are, and I think there are so many in these younger generations that they are go-getters, and they want a better life than their parents had. And I think it is the generation of parenting, and it's potentially part of the generation of technology. I don't want to give technology and social media that much credit, but there is a lot of youth coming up that want to work hard. And I love to see it. I look at my kids, they want to work hard. And that is what I hope that continues as they go into the workforce. But I am all in agreement with hiring younger people.
Immigration. We only have about a minute here. We're not going to see mass deportations of people. Do you believe? I mean, I think that we're going to. Well, it strikes me when you really drill down that it's get rid of the criminal element, the recent arrivals, but not, you can't, Donald Trump owns hotels. He is connected to a lot of major people who own hotels in Las Vegas. You get rid of the immigrant community in this state, and you have a lot of people that are going to be struggling with their businesses.
Absolutely, and I don't think a true mass deportation, it would destroy not only
the cost would be crazy.
The cost would be crazy. Your hospitality, your agriculture. There are sectors of our workforce that the immigrant population, they work. And you're right, businesses will be harmed. The bigger issue is I think we need to fix our immigration system.
Oh, yes.
How we do that, that is outside of my wheelhouse.
It's called Congress.
But they need to come up with a thoughtful way to do it. We were built on immigrants. We are always going to have immigration. So how do we do it in a way that these people are not, here for years and years and years trying to get their citizenship? There has to be a better way. Again, not my wheelhouse, but there has to be something that we can do, Congress can do, to allow for people to come here that are not criminals and truly just want to work hard and have a better life.
Which I believe is the majority of those people.
I would agree with you.
That's where we have to leave it. We should have allotted 2 shows.
You should have. I'd get myself in more trouble, Sam.
Come back soon.
I will.
All right, Lindsay Knox. We'll be right back.
It happens. And when it does, there's UMC Quick Care.
Here on 7 at 7, we're bringing you the local headlines in just 7 minutes.
We've got you covered in the morning, evening, and for all breaking news, in between, and as it happens.
Life is busy, and we don't waste your time. Join us for local news now streaming on our YouTube page.
We wouldn't steer you wrong with the gold standard of steaks at Joel's Chop House. Indulge in dry-aged steaks, seafood, Wagyu tomahawks, and great views of the Strip.
Southwest Specialties has been making the homes and businesses of Nevada beautiful for more than 20 years. Their experienced designers and craftsmen create the walkways, backyards, water features, and a variety of outdoor cooking areas that add curb appeal and value to your investment. Call today or visit them at their website and see how they can make your outdoor spaces special. Southwest Specialties, creative, distinctive, beautiful. Thanks for watching Nevada Newsmakers. We'll see you on the next broadcast.